Welcome everybody, and thank you for coming back to BrembyFilms. Thank you for joining my page, especially my YouTube page, because I'm still trying to grow this page, and it's also a lot of new things that have happened to me over time. Recently, I have been crazy busy. I couldn't even tell you the last time I uploaded a YouTube video. I say it's been about 2 months, maybe about 2 months. It has been undeniably crazy between having new clientele and also being on contract at the same time and doing another wedding or two. So you can only imagine what I've been feeling. I had to even actually break down some of my services. So I don't do half of the old stuff that I do anymore. I'm only doing like maybe 2 things now, which is commercial branding and weddings. Commercial branding has really took me to a whole nother level that I couldn't even imagine. Weddings are still fun. They just, you just tell the story of the love story, which is still a great thing. And another thing that I have to add to my repertoire is short films. So yeah, that was something that I really want to tell everybody that, you know what, I have grown on so many levels. Another thing that I have grown on to is lighting. I think lighting is such a key thing that if y'all look at my old video, it wasn't as bright as it used to be. Now I am on the Aperture 120, good old softbox, the light dome. It is beautiful, it's big, especially with my room, but it fits perfectly for me. And the fact is, y'all can see a little bit more feel, more light, and I don't have to bounce it as much. So it's a very powerful light, and I can say that, you know what, I really love it. Another thing that I've been doing is lighting. I've been learning a lot about lighting styles. I took a lighting class again because I wanted to be more professional, especially what I have, so I had to learn that more. Another thing that I learned was gaffing. I've been learning more gaffing material while I'm doing short films. Short films are something that you can learn over time. Same thing with music videos. I've been doing, that's what another thing that I've been on set for. I've been on music videos, a ton of them. So it's been crazy for me. Another update right now I can say is that everything that you've seen at the beginning, either I have worked on those projects or I've done those projects all the time, but all of them have been, it's something new. And I definitely didn't want to give you guys the first video like I did last time, because now that material is old, but I still like the old material just as much as I love the new. Another thing that I did do over time is I created my first LUT pack. So far I'm at 3. I want to create one more before I release it. I did one with a football player, this football game. I did it for the Friday Night Lights, and people went crazy for it, especially the videographers that follow my page or the people on my IG, not this page, but I will have them follow this page as well, but on my IG page, and they was like, yo, we need this and this gotta happen. Another one I created was my friend Nichelle. She's a great tattoo artist. As you can see, I have a ton of tattoos. She's a great tattoo artist. You can find her on Ink Master. So she's gonna be dope for next year. And it's been really fun. It's been really fun to create these LUTs. So she has we did a little greenery, got the blue water, got her skin tones. All that stuff actually mattered to me. As the time went by, I started to find those things that mattered to me and how it makes videos better. Because I realized I was not gonna be that guy that did all these crazy effects with no color grading, and it just didn't tell the story. And that's where I felt like, you know what, I could be a difference maker in my own way, and I don't have to do those things. I know I get a lot of people that's like, oh, do you do all the crazy effects? And it was like, it just seems like cheap effects to me, and it's for me to do more work than what I'll be normally charging. So I found that to not be that way. That's why I say I got to be more professional with all the other stuff that I learned, and that's with lighting, that's with sound, that is with learning your camera, learning your editing material. All this stuff plays a big role. If it was music videos and they wanted these effects and stuff, I don't mind doing them, but I probably would pass them off, because the fact is it's not telling a story. So I do music videos time from time, but I don't really do them as often. So that was one thing that I learned about why I said I cut down a lot of my services to where I'm now at just weddings and commercial branding and workout videos, and they'll get up in there. So that's something that I found about myself. Food is now my new desire to film. I think that was one of the projects that I did with my man D Hines. It was beautiful. I got a lot of hit up customers. I got even restaurants to hit me up, and that was something fun. So that's why I said commercial branding, and they wanted to find a commercial that could promote their business. So I was really happy about that. So yeah, when that LUT pack comes out, I definitely will bring you guys up to speed. I'll bring everybody up to speed, and you can actually color on your own. And sooner or later, I'll be making a tutorial on how to make your own LUT. So that'll be something that I'll learn I'll actually be telling you about how to do your own lighting without spending a bunch of money. I mean, like I said, I earned the money over time for me to buy this stuff, but it's definitely a learning process. And then after that, you can learn how to use cheaper lights from with my panel lights that I have and use those over time. So now to get into the real subject, being the new YouTuber. This was tough for me. One of the things that I learned about being a new YouTuber is you must upload content. Being a new YouTuber, you tend to not upload your content as much as possible because you feel like, oh, what is it that interests people? It's hard. And it is hard. I think that when you find your content, when you actually post your own material, people will see your work or see your progress. For me, I think that was one of the things that I didn't post a lot of my own content. So people didn't know what I did. Oh, they'll see it on Instagram, but I didn't upload it enough. So I wasn't always uploading, but if I had to result back to my portfolio, it'll be on my website. So there's so many platforms, especially as a videographer or cinematographer, as you want to call it. You show those skills, or you show that dynamic of range that you're just like, you know what, I can do all this stuff. And if you can back it up and talk about it, and with the portfolio as well, it happens. So my consistency was real a problem for me because I uploaded my first YouTube, well, not my first YouTube video, but my first vlog is so long in the last 2 months that I haven't got to really film another one until today. So what does that say? I was very inconsistent, which leads me to my next thing. Inconsistency. Inconsistent can lead viewers away. It will draw viewers away. It will draw people away. It happens on IG. It happens on Facebook. It happens on YouTube because people don't see enough. Now, for the thing about it for me was I'm a perfectionist. I didn't feel like, oh, I didn't have nothing to give. I don't have enough to talk about. I don't have the right lighting. I don't know what to really do. And that's not the point. You have something to talk about. You have something to give, and that's also your own style. Your own style is going to be something that you can definitely bring to the table. For me right now, it's lighting. It's being the guy that's going to learn everything, even learn about film. So that's something that I've learned over time. But you can never be afraid of putting out some material. And that's when your inconsistency stop. Because I watch these guys like Maddie, YC Imaging, even this guy named Matt. They just post out material all the time, and it just shows that, hey, they're consistent with their work. It may not be every week, but they post something at least maybe once a month, and that matters. So, you know, being a new YouTuber, you have to post at least some material, and don't be inconsistent. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I know being a new YouTuber, you may not get those hundreds of views, those thousands of views, but you gotta realize that stuff took time. And for me is, every material that I've learned over time took time. It took me time to actually learn how to be professional, how to price myself, how to really work with new clientele, how to have people push your brand without even saying a thing. I actually got a lot of clientele over time because I did previous work for somebody else and they loved it. So that is something that I will pass on to you, to like just say, hey, if you're not the biggest promoter, at least have somebody else promote you. Be like, hey, you promote my brand, I'll give you 10% off your next video, or give you 10% of my earnings or whatever from that next clientele because you recommended it. So, but you only gotta do that one time. You don't have to do that all the time. So, and they gotta keep coming back. So that's another thing. Don't fall for that. I've been through that before. Last thing I will also say for everybody is that you will need to learn about music. Okay, so this is something that I couldn't upload a lot of my videos was because of music. So a lot of my clientele choose a lot of popular music, you know, that they hear around from radios, and it's copyrighted. So you can't use a lot of copyrighted music. The music that I use is epidemic sound. I had to do that with a lot of my commercial branding, and that was something that I knew that played a big role. And I use an epidemic sound right now because, you know what, they pay attention to detail, because of the fact that you don't want to get hit with that, oh, you can't post this on YouTube because you're using copyrighted music. Like, yeah, of course I want to put some Slim Thug in the background. I mean, not really, but I want to put something back there that's not copyrighted. Well, I would probably want to put some J. Cole, and Lord knows I love J. Cole. But man, I mean, I love his music. I don't know him personally, but I love his music. So that is something that I'm like, you know what, you can't add that all the time. So yeah, Epic Demi Sound, if this is your first time, like I said, watching this page or learn what music to use, Epic Demi Sound is another thing to really use over time. So that is something that I will pass along to you. Also, when I can't get some B-roll footage, I use story blocks because Houston has a crazy amount of story blocks. Now, I told y'all about Epic Demi Sound and story blocks. I'm not sponsored by neither of them. I just use those two platforms a lot because, you know what, they are my go-to, and they give me the sound that I'm really looking for. It's just more, I'm more of a mellow tone type of person, and I can just grind off of that. So that is something that I will really say, hey, if you're mellow, or you can even find some good music on YouTube. It's not that bad. You just gotta really be patient and find that. Don't choose the first thing. So really listen for the vibe, and if it fits your vibe, like this video that I'm doing right now, it fits my vibe and it fits the music that I'm playing, it's because I took the time into that. Now I do have a ton of music that I already downloaded that is just like, you know what, that is me. I could probably put this song on here, but I'm probably gonna go back into Epic Demi Sound and be like, yeah, I'm gonna use this later on. So that's always something that I would advise to you. The last thing before I go is make sure you like, subscribe my page, and go to my website at BrembyFilms.net. My IG page is BrembyFilms. Really, my last name is B-R-E-M-B-Y. If you haven't spelled it, there you go. It's right then and there. But it's, you know, I think it's German. I'm just messing around. So I hope everybody has enjoyed this lesson that I'm passing on to you about being a new YouTuber, being a new cinematographer over time. And sooner or later, I'm going to be, like I said, passing on lessons. I'm going to actually be passing on some information for you as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to y'all later. So please like, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.